One of the strongest pieces of evidence that I see in this world for a creator is the purpose that so many different things have on this earth. And when you really think about this, it just further confirms an intelligent creator, an intelligent design behind everything that we see in nature and even in our own bodies. One of the first ones that most people know about is the bees and how they pollinate, 30% of all the crop life, and they actually pollinate 90% of the wild plant life. So this is 1/3 of the Earth's food that is dependent on these bees. And it's like, could they have just by chance started doing this, or how did this system even come into play? I believe the only way it could have came into play is that they were created around the same time, as the Bible said, in the same week. Another animal that plays a crucial part in the life and sustaining of this planet are the beavers. The dams that beavers make actually help stop flooding, they help stop wildfires, and they preserve fish populations. So this is another animal that just, I guess they would say, by chance started doing these type of things that help the rest of the earth. Birds also help balance nature. Birds help with seed pollinating, and also they help with soil fertilization. Without them, the world wouldn't be what it is. We need these creatures doing what they do. And then you have to ask, how do these animals know to do this? How does an animal, when it's born, right when it's born, a deer can be born and it knows how to hide, it knows how to walk already without being taught. There's a certain amount of intelligence that they're already born with. And there's two ways to get intelligence. You can either learn it from someone else being taught it, or you can learn it through experience. There's no other way. So this information had to be given to it by an information creator, and that's God. God puts this information in creatures before they have a chance to learn it from their mothers and fathers, before they have a chance to learn it through experience. They learn it through information already placed inside of them. And this is what we call animal instinct. But us just putting a name on something doesn't mean we truly understand it. We put names on all type of things, but that doesn't mean we really understand them or even understand their full function. Even inside of our body, our cells, they need mitochondria, and without it, they will not be able to run. Our body will not be able to run. The mitochondria turn energy into what it is, and it is what runs our body and runs our brains. And if you take one thing away from the cell won't work. If you take one thing away from the eye won't work. Without everything all working together, they will be useless. So this is another piece of evidence that is leading towards a creator that made everything all at once. And that's the only way it could work. Like the animals, they all have their own purpose, and they pretty much all do the same thing. You're not going to catch, one bee that just doesn't want to pollinate, and decides he has a different purpose, and maybe he wants to go grab water out the water and go drop it on leaves or something. He's gonna do what the other bees do, because he's been given this information. The same thing with beavers. You're not going to find a beaver that's like, I don't want to make dams. I want to try to build something that's going straight up, like a tree house or something. They're going to do their purpose because they were given that purpose. But us humans, Genesis 1:27, so God created mankind in his own image. In the image of God, he created them, male and female. He created them. God is a free-thinking, everlasting being, and that's what he has made with us, and that's why we differ from other animals. Other animals have purposes, and they don't leave from those purposes. They have boundaries of the different things that they can do, but we don't. We have people with completely different purposes or so it seems. You know, we have some people that are very good with computers. We have some people that are good cooks, some people that are good warriors, some people that are firemen or police officers, some people that are good with justice, and some people are very intellectual. So we have so many different things that we can choose, and that's what makes us being in the image of God, that we have the power to choose. We have the power to understand. We have the power to use logic that other animals cannot use. You see, we all are kind of like the caterpillar, especially before we learn about God. And there's something about when you learn about God, it changes your whole nature. It changes your whole purpose. When you learn about God, you don't have to get the specifics of what to do. It's just you get this knowledge about God, and then there's a whole new purpose to your life. And you start doing things that it seems like you never were even taught. It's just they come natural, like the information was just put inside of you. But at first, in Ephesians 2, and you were dead in the trespasses of sins, in which you once walked, following the course of this world, following the prince of the power of the air, the spirit that is now at work in the sons of disobedience, among whom we all once lived, in the passions of our flesh, carrying out the desires of the body and the mind, and were by nature children of wrath, like the rest of mankind. But God, being rich in mercy, because of the great love which he loved us, even when we were dead in our trespasses, made us alive together with Christ. By grace you have been saved. Through God's grace and through our belief in God, there's a transformation in our purpose. We're no longer the caterpillar, we become the butterfly. The caterpillar, all he does is destroy things. The caterpillar, farmers hate caterpillars. They eat their crops up, they're just destructive completely. But then it transforms into a butterfly, which actually helps crops and helps the world by pollinating. The purpose completely switches and changes. Same creature, but a whole different purpose. Galatians 5:22. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. After we are given knowledge of God, he begins to give us a new nature. Like I said, it's not one that you have to study for, but part of this new nature will be a love for the Word of God, and you will want to learn more. But you will automatically start seeing a different purpose in your life, and you'll look at everything different by simply understanding what Jesus did on the cross. By simply understanding that simple story, so many things will change in your life, and your purpose will change. Everything on this earth has a purpose. If you do not know God, then we are called the sons of disobedience. If you do know God, then you have been indwelled by the Spirit of God, and you should see the fruits from it. Something to think about.
Do take good care of yourself.